The discovery. On a remote, sun-scorched planet teetering on the edge of a forgotten corner of the galaxy, a team of intrepid researchers made a discovery that would forever alter the course of human history. Led by the brilliant xenoarchaeologist, Dr. Anya Kovalev, the expedition had been scouring the arid landscape for signs of ancient civilizations, driven by an insatiable curiosity to uncover the secrets of the past. For months, the team had painstakingly catalogued shards of pottery, weathered stone carvings, and other fragmented remnants, slowly piecing together a narrative of the long-vanished inhabitants. But on this fateful day, as the scorching sun began to dip below the horizon, their efforts were rewarded with a find unlike any they had encountered before. It was Dr. Kovalev herself who stumbled upon the anomaly, her boots kicking up a cloud of red dust as she navigated the uneven terrain. Her keen eyes had spotted a subtle shimmer in the fading light, a distortion that seemed to defy the natural order of the landscape. Cautiously, she approached the source, her heart pounding with a mixture of trepidation and excitement. As she drew closer, the shape of the anomaly began to take form, revealing a geometric structure that seemed to have been sculpted from the very bedrock of the planet. Intricate patterns and symbols adorned its surface, hinting at a sophisticated level of engineering and design that far surpassed anything the research team had encountered in their previous excavations. "This is no ordinary relic," Kovalev murmured, her fingers tracing the contours of the enigmatic structure. "This is something much, much older." Summoning her colleagues, Kovalev quickly organized a detailed survey of the site, carefully documenting every aspect of the mysterious structure. As the hours ticked by, the team's excitement grew, fueled by the tantalizing possibility that they had stumbled upon a remnant of a long-lost civilization, one that could rewrite the very understanding of human history. But as they delved deeper into their analysis, a growing sense of unease began to take hold. The structure's design and construction techniques were unlike anything they had encountered in their extensive archives, suggesting a level of technological prowess that seemed to defy the natural progression of cultural development. "This can't be the work of any known species," one of the team members remarked, his brow furrowed with concern. "The level of sophistication is far beyond what our historical records indicate." Kovalev nodded, her mind racing as she considered the implications. If this was not the product of any recognized civilization, then what exactly had they discovered? And more importantly, what did it mean for the future of humanity and its place in the vast expanse of the cosmos? As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the alien structure, Kovalev knew that their world was about to be turned upside down. What they had stumbled upon was not just a relic of the past, but a key to unlocking the secrets of humanity's very origins, a discovery that would shake the foundations of everything they thought they knew. Awakening. News of the discovery on the remote planet spread like wildfire through the galactic community, igniting a frenzy of activity and debate. Governments, corporations, and scientific institutions from across the known universe scrambled to gain access to the site, each driven by their own agendas and interests. For the team of researchers led by Dr. Anya Kovalev, the sudden influx of attention was both exhilarating and overwhelming. They found themselves at the center of a maelstrom, inundated with requests for data, interviews, and exclusive access to the enigmatic structure they had unearthed. However, as the scrutiny intensified, a nagging sense of unease began to creep into the minds of the researchers. They could not shake the feeling that the implications of their discovery were far greater than anyone could have anticipated, and that the true significance of what they had found might threaten to upend the very foundations of the galactic order. Kovalev, ever the pragmatist, knew that they needed to tread carefully. She understood the delicate balance of power that existed within the intricate web of interstellar politics, and she was determined to protect the integrity of their research and the potential knowledge that lay buried within the ancient structure. As the pressure mounted, strange occurrences began to manifest across the galaxy, hinting at a deeper connection between the discovery and the very fabric of existence. Reports surfaced of unexplained phenomena, from spontaneous electromagnetic disturbances to sudden bursts of inexplicable energy. Whispers of the awakening spread like wildfire, igniting a sense of both wonder and trepidation. Kovalev and her team began by establishing open channels of communication with governments, corporations, and scientific institutions across the galactic community. They knew that the key to success lay in forging strategic alliances and building bridges of understanding, rather than attempting to impose their vision through force or coercion. "We cannot simply dismantle the existing structures and start anew," Kovalev said, addressing her fellow Vanguard members. "That would only breed chaos and resentment. Instead, we must find a way to seamlessly integrate the insights we've gained to reshape the foundations in a way that empowers and uplifts all of humanity." And so, the Vanguard embarked on a patient and meticulous process of negotiation, compromise, and gradual transformation. They worked tirelessly to redefine the relationship between humanity and the alien civilizations, sharing technologies, knowledge, and resources in a spirit of mutual understanding and collaboration. Slowly but surely, the Vanguard began to reshape the political and social landscape, chipping away at the entrenched power structures and dismantling the barriers that had long divided the galactic community. They championed initiatives that promoted greater equity, sustainability, and the equitable distribution of resources, challenging the status quo and inspiring others to embrace a bold new vision for the future. Yet, their task was not an easy one. They faced resistance from those who clung to the old ways, who feared the implications of the changes the Vanguard sought to implement. Governments and corporations had once wielded immense power now found their influence waning, and they fought fiercely to maintain their grip on the reins of control. But the Vanguard remained steadfast, their enhanced abilities and strategic acumen giving them the edge they needed to navigate the complex landscape. They employed a combination of diplomatic finesse, economic leverage, and targeted interventions to chip away at the foundations of the old order, slowly but surely reshaping the galactic community in their image. As the years passed, the Vanguard's influence continued to grow, their reputation as visionary leaders and agents of change echoing through the stars. They had not merely secured the future of humanity, they had become the driving force behind a galactic renaissance, ushering in an era of unprecedented cooperation, prosperity, and mutual understanding. And through it all, Kovalev and her team remained ever vigilant, ever ready to confront the challenges that might arise in the pursuit of their grand vision. For they knew that the true test of their mettle lay not in the battles they had already won, but in the ongoing struggle to build a future that would stand the test of time. Part 12. Exploring the Unknown. Emboldened by their success in reshaping the foundation of the galactic community, the Vanguard set its sights on the vast expanse of the unknown, eager to uncover the mysteries of the universe and forge new connections with alien civilizations. They were driven by a relentless curiosity, a desire to push the boundaries of their understanding and unlock the keys to humanity's true potential. Kovalev and her team led a series of ambitious expeditions, venturing into the farthest reaches of the cosmos, encountering wonders and challenges that pushed the limits of their enhanced abilities. They traversed uncharted regions, navigating treacherous cosmic phenomena, and forging alliances with alien societies that had long remained isolated from the wider galactic community. As they delved deeper into the cosmic tapestry, the Vanguard discovered ancient secrets, uncovering the echoes of civilizations long since vanished. They pieced together fragments of information, deciphering the complex languages and symbolic systems of alien species, and in doing so, they began to unravel the mysteries that had long eluded their predecessors. Amidst the escalating tensions and the competing agendas that swirled around the ancient artifact, a series of events, both planned and accidental, unleashed a chain reaction that would forever alter the course of human history. It began with a seemingly innocuous experiment conducted by Kovalev's team, a delicate and meticulous attempt to decipher the complex genetic code encrypted within the artifact's core. As they meticulously analyzed the data, probing the deepest mysteries of human DNA, a subtle but profound shift began to take place. At first, The changes were so subtle as to be barely perceptible. A slight increase in neural activity, a heightened sensitivity to environmental stimuli, a sudden burst of creative inspiration. But as the researchers continued their work, the effects became more pronounced, manifesting in ways that defied all conventional scientific understanding. Certain members of the team found themselves imbued with extraordinary abilities, enhanced physical prowess, heightened cognitive function, and even the capacity to manipulate the very fabric of reality. It was as if the artifact had awakened a dormant potential within their genetic makeup, unlocking a power that had lain dormant for millennia. News of these remarkable developments spread like wildfire, igniting a frenzy of activity and speculation. Governments and corporations scrambled to gain access to the site, each driven by their own agendas and the promise of harnessing this newfound power. But as the enhanced individuals began to assert their independence and resist the attempts to control them, a new and far more dangerous dynamic emerged. The various factions, once content to maneuver within the confines of diplomatic channels and political maneuvering, now found themselves on the brink of open conflict, each willing to do whatever it took to secure the artifact's secrets and the power they promised. Kovalev and her team found themselves caught in the middle, desperately trying to maintain the integrity of their research and protect the enhanced individuals from the relentless onslaught of external forces. They knew that the fate of not just humanity, but the entire galactic community hung in the balance, and they were determined to find a way to navigate the treacherous landscape without resorting to the very tactics that threatened to tear the world apart. As the situation escalated, the enhanced individuals, now dubbed the Vanguard, began to realize the true extent of their power and the responsibility that came with it. They knew that they held the key to unlocking humanity's true potential, but they also understood the grave danger that this knowledge posed to the delicate balance of the galactic order. Driven by a sense of purpose and a determination to forge their own destiny, the Vanguard began to coalesce, forging unlikely alliances and devising bold strategies to counter the various factions vying for control. The fate of the galaxy hung in the balance, and they were the only ones who held the power to tip the scales, forging a new path. The Vanguard, the enhanced individuals who had emerged from the ancient artifact's revelations, stood at a crossroads. They possessed extraordinary abilities that defied the laws of nature, abilities that had the potential to reshape the very fabric of the galactic community. Yet, they knew that the power they wielded was a double-edged sword, one that could easily be used to subjugate or destroy. Guided by a sense of purpose and a deep-rooted desire to protect both humanity and the fragile balance of the cosmos, the Vanguard began to formulate a bold plan. They would not simply cower in the face of the warring factions that sought to control them. Instead, they would take the fight to the very heart of the conflict, determined to forge a new path that will ensure the lasting prosperity and autonomy of their species. Leveraging their enhanced cognitive abilities, the Vanguard mapped out a complex web of alliances and strategic maneuvers, carefully navigating the treacherous political landscape. They forged unexpected partnerships with disparate groups, from renegade scientists to sympathetic government representatives, each drawn to the Vanguard's vision of a future where humanity's potential was no longer constrained by the limits of the past. As the various factions continued to clash, the Vanguard remained steadfast, using their powers to disrupt the flow of information, sow confusion among their adversaries, and create openings for their allies to gain the upper hand. They became masters of subterfuge and misdirection, employing their abilities in ways that served the greater good rather than their own narrow interests. Yet, the Vanguard's path was not without its challenges. They faced fierce resistance from those who feared the implications of their newfound power, and they were forced to make difficult decisions that sometimes put them at odds with their own principles. The line between protecting humanity and wielding unchecked authority was a fine one, and the Vanguard walked it with the utmost care and deliberation. In the end, it was the Vanguard's unwavering commitment to the pursuit of a better future that carried the day. By forging strategic alliances, outmaneuvering their adversaries, and harnessing the full extent of their abilities, they were able to dismantle the complex web of political and economic interests that had threatened to tear the galactic community apart. As the dust settled, the vanguard emerged as the architects of a bold new vision, one that embraced the endless possibilities of the universe and the boundless potential of humanity. They had proven that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the human spirit could rise to the occasion, fueled by a determination to shape its own destiny and forge a path that transcended the limitations of the past. With their triumph, a new era dawned, an era of cooperation, innovation, and a shared belief in the transformative power of human potential. The vanguard had not merely secured the future of their species, they had become the driving force behind a galactic renaissance, one that would echo through the ages and inspire countless others to reach for the stars. Part 6. Uncovering the Truth. The vanguard, now firmly established as the architects of a bold new future, turned their attention to the next phase of their mission, uncovering the full truth about the ancient alien artifact and the implications it held for the destiny of humanity. Led by the indomitable Dr. Anya Kovalev, the team delved deeper into the archives and data repositories that had been painstakingly extracted from the enigmatic structure. As they meticulously sifted through the vast troves of information, a startling picture began to emerge, one that challenged the very foundations of their understanding. The ancient civilization that had created the artifact, it seemed, was not merely a technologically superior race, but one that had been intimately intertwined with the evolution of humanity itself. The data revealed a complex and intricate history of genetic manipulation, a long-term project of shaping and guiding the development of the human species over the course of millennia. "It's as if we were never truly the masters of our own destiny," Kovalev murmured, her brow furrowed with a mix of fascination and unease. "We were mere pawns, our entire history carefully orchestrated by an alien intelligence that saw us as little more than a laboratory experiment." As the vanguard delved deeper into the artifact's archives, they uncovered startling revelations about the true motivations of the long-extinct civilization. The alien race, it seemed, had been driven by a complex and sophisticated agenda, one that went beyond mere scientific curiosity or a desire for conquest. They had discovered that the human genome possessed a remarkable potential, a latent power that could be harnessed and amplified to serve their own enigmatic purposes. And so, they had undertaken a meticulous program of genetic engineering, subtly altering the very fabric of humanity over countless generations, all in the pursuit of an end goal that remained tantalizingly out of reach. "They saw us as vessels, conduits for their own grand design," one of the vanguard members remarked, his voice heavy with a mixture of awe and revulsion. "But what that design might have been, we can only speculate." The implications of these revelations were staggering, not just for the vanguard, but for the entire galactic community. If the artifact's data was to be believed, then humanity's entire existence had been shaped by the machinations of a long-vanished alien civilization, a realization that threatened to undermine the very foundations of their understanding of the universe. Kovalev and her team knew that they were treading on dangerous ground, navigating a complex web of political, social, and existential implications. The fate of not just humanity but the delicate balance of power across the galaxy hung in the balance, and they understood that every step they took would have far-reaching consequences. Yet, they were driven by an unwavering conviction, a belief that the truth, no matter how unsettling, had to be uncovered. For only by confronting the full extent of humanity's past could they hope to forge a future that truly belonged to them, one in which they would no longer be beholden to the whims of an ancient and inscrutable intelligence. As the countdown to a decisive confrontation began, the tension in the galactic community reached a fever pitch. Governments placed their military forces on high alert, corporations stockpiled resources and strategized contingency plans, and the general populace braced for the upheaval that seemed inevitable. Yet, the vanguard remained undaunted, their confidence bolstered by the knowledge that they held the key to unlocking humanity's true potential. They knew that the path ahead would be fraught with challenges, but they were determined to overcome them, no matter the cost. "We are not just fighting for ourselves," Kovalev reminded her team. "We are fighting for the future of our species, for the right to determine our own destiny. And we will not rest until we have secured that future, no matter the obstacles that stand in our way." As the final pieces fell into place, the vanguard prepared to make their move, their enhanced abilities and strategic mastery poised to tip the scales in a confrontation that would shape the course of the entire galaxy. The fate of humanity and the delicate balance of power hung in the balance, and the vanguard knew that they were the only ones who could navigate the treacherous terrain and emerge victorious. The countdown to change had begun, and the world held its breath, bracing for the impact of the coming storm. Part 9. The Final Showdown. The tension in the galactic community had reached a fever pitch as the vanguard and their adversaries converged on a critical juncture. The stage was set for a showdown that would determine the fate of not just humanity, but the entire cosmic order. Kovalev and her team had meticulously orchestrated their strategy, leveraging their enhanced abilities and the network of alliances they had painstakingly built to gain the upper hand. They knew that the stakes had never been higher, and that failure was simply not an option. As the various factions mobilized their forces, the vanguard took their position, their resolve unshakable. They were outnumbered, outgunned, and facing the full force of the established powers, but they were driven by a conviction that transcended mere military might or political maneuvering. "This is not just a battle for control," Kovalev declared, her voice carrying across the tense battlefield. "This is a fight for the very soul of our species, for the right to determine our own destiny. And we will not back down, not now, not ever." The ensuing clash was a dizzying display of tactics, technology, and sheer willpower. The vanguard's enhanced abilities allowed them to anticipate their opponent's moves, to react with lightning-fast precision, and to manipulate the very fabric of reality to their advantage. They were a force to be reckoned with, and their adversaries soon found themselves on the defensive, struggling to maintain their grip on the reins of control. Yet, the battle was not without its casualties. As the two sides clashed, the air crackled with the sound of weapons fire, the ground shaking beneath the weight of the confrontation. Kovalev and her team were forced to make agonizing choices, weighing the lives of their allies against the greater good, their hearts heavy with the burden of responsibility. But they never wavered, their determination fueled by the knowledge that the future of humanity hung in the balance. They pushed forward, their enhanced senses and reflexes giving them the edge they needed to outmaneuver their adversaries and seize the decisive advantage. As the dust settled, the vanguard emerged triumphant, their victory a testament to the power of their convictions and the unwavering spirit that had driven them from the very beginning. But the cost had been high, and the scars of the battle would linger long after the final shots had been fired. Kovalev stood amidst the wreckage, her eyes reflecting the weight of the choices she and her team had been forced to make. They had won the day, but at what price? The future they had fought for now lay before them, a blank canvas upon which they would have to rebuild, to reshape the very foundations of the galactic community. It was a daunting task, but one that the vanguard was prepared to undertake. They had come too far, sacrificed too much, to turn back now. And as they looked towards the horizon, they knew that the true test of their mettle was only just beginning. A new horizon. In the aftermath of the decisive confrontation, the vanguard turned their attention to the monumental task of rebuilding the foundations of the galactic community. The scars of the battle were still fresh, the weight of their choices heavy upon their shoulders, but they were driven by an unwavering conviction, a belief that the future they had fought for was one worth fighting for. Kovalev and her team knew that the path ahead would not be an easy one. The old power structures had been shattered, and the various factions that had once dominated the political and economic landscape were now in a state of flux, uncertain of their place in the new world order. It would take all of their diplomatic acumen, strategic prowess, and sheer determination to navigate the treacherous waters that lay ahead. But the vanguard were not ones to shrink from a challenge. They set to work, leveraging their enhanced abilities and the network of alliances they had forged to spearhead a series of ambitious initiatives aimed at redefining the relationship between humanity and the alien civilizations that populated the cosmos. They began by facilitating the open exchange of knowledge and technology, breaking down the barriers that had long divided the various species and fostering an unprecedented era of collaboration and mutual understanding. Kovalev and her team worked tirelessly to integrate the insights gleaned from the ancient artifact into existing systems, unlocking new frontiers of scientific discovery and ushering in a golden age of innovation. As the Vanguard's influence grew, so too did their reputation. They became the guiding lights of a galactic renaissance, inspiring others to embrace the boundless potential of the universe and the power of cooperation. Governments and corporations that had once sought to control them now sought their counsel, recognizing the Vanguard's vision as the key to a more prosperous and harmonious future. But the Vanguard's work was not limited to the realms of science and diplomacy. They also turned their attention to the social and cultural divides that had long plagued the galactic community, using their enhanced abilities and their position of influence to foster greater understanding and empathy between the diverse array of sentient beings that called the cosmos home. Through educational initiatives, cultural exchanges, and the promotion of shared values, the Vanguard worked tirelessly to break down the barriers of prejudice and intolerance, paving the way for a new era of cooperation and mutual respect. They became the embodiment of a vision that transcended the narrow interests of individual species or factions, a beacon of hope for a future where the potential of the universe could be realized to its fullest. As the years passed, the Vanguard's legacy only grew stronger, their influence rippling across the stars like a pebble in a pond. They had not merely secured the future of humanity, they had become the architects of a new galactic order, one that celebrated the diversity of the cosmos and the boundless potential of all sentient beings to shape their own destiny. And as they looked towards the horizon, the Vanguard knew that their work was far from over. The challenges that lay ahead were vast and complex, but they were more than ready to face them, driven by an unwavering belief in the power of the human spirit and the transformative potential of the universe. Rebuilding the foundations. With the ancient alien interference finally revealed and the immediate threats neutralized, the Vanguard turned its attention to the daunting task of rebuilding the foundations of human society. They understood that the revelations about humanity's past had shaken the very core of their civilization, and they knew that the path forward would be fraught with complexity and resistance. Yet, the Vanguard remained undaunted, driven by a steadfast determination to forge a future that truly belonged to humanity. They recognized that integrating the newfound knowledge and capabilities gleaned from the ancient artifact into the existing systems would require a delicate and methodical approach, one that would need to navigate the treacherous landscape of political, social, and economic realities. Kovalev and her team found themselves immersed in a whirlwind of activity, feverishly analyzing the data they had gathered, searching for clues that might shed light on the true nature of the ancient structure. But as they delved deeper, they began to uncover something truly startling, a connection between the artifact and the very foundation of human biology. The more they studied the intricate patterns and symbols etched into the structure's surface, the more they realized that it held the key to unlocking the secrets of the human genome. It was as if the ancient builders had left behind a coded message, a blueprint for the very essence of what made humanity unique. This revelation sent shockwaves through the scientific community, igniting a fierce debate over the implications of their findings. Some hailed it as a groundbreaking discovery that could lead to unprecedented advancements in fields ranging from medicine to cognitive enhancement. Others, however, viewed it with deep suspicion, fearing that the uncovering of such powerful knowledge could have catastrophic consequences. Amidst the growing turmoil, Kovalev and her team found themselves thrust into the center of a geopolitical maelstrom, navigating the treacherous waters of interstellar diplomacy and power dynamics. They knew that the future of humanity, and perhaps the entire galaxy, hung in the balance, and they were determined to uncover the truth, no matter. Part 3. Conflicting Agendas. As news of the ancient artifact's discovery continued to reverberate through the galactic community, the various factions vying for control of the situation became increasingly entrenched in their positions. Governments, corporations, and scientific institutions jockeyed for position, each seeking to leverage the artifact's secrets for their own gain. On one side, there were those who saw the artifact as a threat to the established order, fearing the implications of what it might reveal about humanity's true potential. These groups, often backed by powerful political and economic interests, worked tirelessly to restrict access to the site and limit the flow of information. "We cannot allow this knowledge to fall into the wrong hands," declared the representative of a prominent interstellar alliance. "The stability of the galactic community depends on maintaining the status quo. Anything that upsets that balance could have catastrophic consequences." Opposing them were the visionaries, the scientists and activists who believed that the artifact held the key to unlocking humanity's true potential. These individuals, led by Dr. Anya Kovalev and her team, fought passionately to ensure that the information gleaned from the artifact was shared openly and transparently for the benefit of all sentient beings. "This is a momentous discovery, one that could change the course of history," Kovalev argued, her voice resonating with determination. "We have a moral obligation to explore these insights, to understand the true nature of our species and our place in the cosmos. Anything less would be an abdication of our responsibility as stewards of knowledge." Caught in the middle were the governments and corporations, each trying to balance the competing interests and navigate the treacherous political landscape. Some saw the artifact as a potential source of technological and economic advantage, while others feared the destabilizing effects of such a radical shift in the balance of power. As the tensions escalated, the situation on the ground became increasingly volatile. Security forces clashed with protesters, and trade routes were disrupted by retaliatory actions. The fragile peace that had once defined the galactic community teetered on the edge of collapse. Amidst the chaos, a new faction emerged. A group of rogue scientists and activists who had grown tired of the bureaucratic gridlock and the political machinations. Determined to uncover the truth and empower humanity to chart its own destiny, they launched a series of covert operations aimed at circumventing the established channels and gaining direct access to the artifact. "We can no longer afford to wait for the powers that be to make a decision," declared the leader of this clandestine movement. "The future of our species is at stake, and we must take matters into our own hands." As the various factions jockeyed for position, the fate of the ancient artifact and the secrets it contained hung in the balance. The stakes had never been higher, and the ripple effects of the choices made in the coming days would be felt for generations to come. "With each discovery, we are rewriting the very history of the galaxy," Kovalev remarked, her eyes alight with a fierce determination. "The more we explore, the more we realize how little we truly know about the true nature of the universe and our place within it." The Vanguard's expeditions were not just about expanding the boundaries of scientific knowledge. They were about forging new alliances and strengthening the bonds of understanding between disparate civilizations. They brokered diplomatic agreements, facilitated the exchange of technologies and cultural traditions, and worked tirelessly to break down the barriers that had long divided the stars. In the process, they encountered challenges that tested the very limits of their abilities. They navigated treacherous political landscapes, navigated alien social structures, and confronted the remnants of ancient conflicts that threatened to tear the galactic community apart. But through it all, they remained steadfast, their enhanced senses and reflexes giving them the edge they needed to overcome every obstacle that stood in their way. As the Vanguard's influence continued to grow, so too did their reputation as visionary leaders and intrepid explorers. They became revered across the stars, their names spoken with a mixture of awe and respect, for they had dared to venture into the unknown and returned with knowledge and insights that would forever change the course of the galaxy. And yet, for all their accomplishments, the Vanguard remained humble, ever mindful of the fact that the true potential of the universe had barely been scratched. They knew that the journey they had embarked upon was just the beginning, a mere glimpse into the boundless wonders that lay beyond the confines of their understanding. With each new discovery, the vanguard's resolve only grew stronger, their determination to unlock the secrets of the cosmos fueled by an insatiable curiosity and a deep-rooted belief in the transformative power of human potential. They were the architects of a new age, one in which the limits of the possible were constantly being pushed, and the very nature of existence itself was being redefined. Part 13. Redefining the Boundaries. The Vanguard's groundbreaking discoveries and collaborations with alien civilizations had challenged the very boundaries of what was possible, shattering long-held beliefs and assumptions. They had pioneered new technologies, unlocked the secrets of the universe, and pushed the limits of human and alien capabilities, ushering in a new era of scientific and cultural enlightenment. As the Vanguard's influence and reputation grew, they became the driving force behind a galactic renaissance, inspiring others to embrace the limitless possibilities that lay beyond the confines of their own perspectives. Governments, corporations, and even the most entrenched factions sought the Vanguard's counsel, recognizing the transformative power of their vision and the insights they had uncovered. Kovalev and her team found themselves at the forefront of a profound shift in the collective understanding of the cosmos. They had shattered the illusion of humanity's isolation, revealing the intricate tapestry of civilizations that had long been hidden from view. And in doing so, they had opened the door to a future where the boundaries between species and cultures were no longer defined by the limitations of the past. "We have only begun to scratch the surface of what is possible," Kovalev declared, her voice resonating with a sense of awe and wonder. "The more we explore, the more we realize how much we have yet to discover about ourselves, about the universe, and about the true nature of existence." The Vanguard's pioneering work in fields ranging from astrophysics to xenobiology had led to breakthroughs that challenged the very foundations of scientific understanding. They had unlocked new avenues of exploration, developed technologies that pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible, and forged connections with alien civilizations that had long been shrouded in mystery. And as they continued to push the limits of their own abilities, the Vanguard found themselves at the forefront of a cultural and intellectual revolution. They became mentors and inspirations to young minds across the galaxy, guiding the next generation of explorers, innovators, and visionaries who would carry the torch of discovery into the future. The Vanguard has shown us that the limits of our imagination are the only true constraints we face, remarked a renowned xenanthropologist. They have proven that by embracing the unknown and transcending the boundaries of our own understanding, we can unlock the true potential of the universe. Indeed, the Vanguard's influence had become so profound that their very presence had become a symbol of hope and possibility. They were the architects of a new age, one in which the pursuit of knowledge was no longer bound by the constraints of the past, but rather fueled by a boundless curiosity and a deep-rooted belief in the transformative power of the human spirit. And as they looked towards the horizon, the Vanguard knew that the journey they had embarked upon was far from over. The challenges that lay ahead were vast and complex, but they were more than ready to face them, driven by an unwavering conviction that the future they had envisioned was worth fighting for. Part 14. The Dawning of a New Era. The Vanguard's visionary leadership and unwavering commitment to the well-being of all sentient beings had transformed the galactic landscape, ushering in an unprecedented era of cooperation, prosperity, and mutual understanding. Across the stars, civilizations that once stood in opposition now worked together, sharing resources, knowledge, and technologies, unlocking the true potential of the universe. Kovalev and her team had become revered as the architects of this new age, their names spoken with a mixture of awe and respect. They had proven that by embracing the unknown, transcending the boundaries of their own understanding, and fostering a spirit of collaboration, they could reshape the very fabric of the cosmos. As the Vanguard's influence continued to grow, they found themselves at the forefront of a cultural and intellectual renaissance. They became mentors and inspirations to young minds across the galaxy, guiding the next generation of explorers, innovators, and visionaries who would carry the torch of discovery into the future. The vanguard have shown us that the true power of the universe lies not in conquest or subjugation, but in the bonds of understanding and the pursuit of shared knowledge, remarked a renowned philosopher. They have proven that by embracing our differences and celebrating our collective potential, we can unlock the secrets of creation itself. Throughout the galactic community, the Vanguard's vision had taken root, inspiring a wave of initiatives and programs aimed at fostering greater cooperation and mutual understanding. Governments and corporations had once been at odds now work together, pooling their resources and expertise to tackle the most pressing challenges facing the cosmos. The exchange of technologies, cultural traditions, and scientific breakthroughs had become a hallmark of this new era, as civilizations once isolated from one another now found themselves inextricably linked. The barriers that had once divided the stars had been shattered, replaced by a shared sense of purpose and a determination to shape a future that would benefit all. And at the heart of this transformation stood the Vanguard, their enhanced abilities and unwavering conviction guiding the way. They had become the touchstones of this new age, their words and actions inspiring others to reach for the stars, to embrace the boundless potential that lay before them. As the years passed, the Vanguard's legacy only continued to grow, their influence rippling across the cosmos like a pebble in a pond. They had not merely secured the future of humanity, they had become the driving force behind a galactic renaissance, one that celebrated the diversity of the universe and the transformative power of collaboration. And as they looked towards the horizon, the Vanguard knew that their work was far from over. The challenges that lay ahead were vast and complex, but they were more than ready to face them, driven by an unwavering belief in the power of the human spirit and the endless possibilities that the universe had to offer. For they had already proven that the limits of the possible were not fixed, but rather a reflection of the boundaries of our own imagination. And with each new discovery, each groundbreaking collaboration, they were redefining the very nature of existence itself, ushering in a dawn that would shine across the stars for generations to come.